good evening, and welcome to the Self Checkout Show. I am your host, Pastor Will, and it is good to be back with you on
How are
another
you gonna get off this live?
Monday night. Good evening to everybody. Thank you all for joining us from Facebook, from YouTube Live, from Twitter, wherever you're reaching us from. We want to say thank you. We appreciate you tuning in with us week after week. We certainly appreciate it. And of course, I have along with me right now one of my wonderful co hosts, my sister, life coach, Dr. Nancy Murphy, is on with us. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm here.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you. Bev, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So we are in the last day of the seventh
Yeah.
month, and July has been a great month, and some crazy, in a good way, crazy spiritual things happened in this month, and it was declared by our apostles um, actually a few years ago that there's something special and supernatural about the seventh month. And I hope that you all have enjoyed this month as well. I really have. Of course, it's a special month for me because it's my birthday month, right? Along with Beverly, of course. Beverly is our birthday month. Okay, Charlotte, I got you. My bad. Uh, so we have been celebrating, and I've been celebrating all month, and I've been not just celebrating my birthday, but I've been celebrating life. You know, man, I'm celebrating everything. I don't care what
Yes.
it is. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna celebrate. You close to me, we celebrate. All right,
Oh, everything.
and we're
Everything. Can
gonna
you
keep
believe
it
the
up.
year? We're already more than halfway through the year.
Yeah,
It's going by so fast, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down at all. So you better celebrate every moment.
absolutely. Every moment we are celebrating. And tomorrow, of course, begins the month of August. It's the
Yep.
eighth month.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the number eight for us, we believe that to be the number of completion.
Yep.
Well, some call it completion, some call it new beginnings.
I like
So
completion.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. But whatever it means to you, we pray that you get the desires of your heart. In the month of August, which is my mommy's birth month, her birth date is August 9th. And my spiritual mother, Dr. Linda Stennis, her birthday is August 12th. So we are going to, well, our church has a lot of birthdays. Luke's birthday is in August. Christian's birthday is in August. Matt's birthday is in August. Good Lord. So we got a lot of birthdays. And if you are having a birthday in the month of August or had one in the month of July, we want to say happy birthday to you. Of course, my co host has a birthday every month this year. We want to remind you of that. Dr. Nancy has a birthday every single month. And sister, you're muted.
You know, your brother did that to me just now, but
Oh.
it's so funny to me because every month I post my celebrations and I get all these happy birthdays all over again. I am loving it.
Every single solitary month she does. And she celebrates. She has been celebrating every month since January.
Yep.
And I have attended them all except this one that happened Saturday
Yep.
because I had
Yep.
to work. Elder Kenyatta Shepherd. They call her
Hey.
Shep. She is in the room tonight. Thank you for joining us. So celebrate every single moment, guys. Don't let one slip past you.
Yeah.
Celebrate all of it. All
Everything.
right.
And the summer's been beautiful, so
It has
take
been.
advantage of that. Get out,
Yeah.
get some ice cream, have some
Yeah.
watermelon. Come on, have some burgers and fries.
Yeah.
Just enjoy. Life is too short. We're
For real.
continuously seeing people passing away We got to celebrate it all, y'all.
Got
We
to
got to
celebrate
celebrate it all.
everything, everything, everything.
Yep.
All right. So now that I'm gonna switch up a little bit. Dr. Nancy says that it's summertime, it's nice out, and all of that,
I don't even know
and
what my head is
it
here.
just it took me back to uh John said ice cream. It took me back to when RJ Williams was doing his lives talking about, how to flirt and all that kind of stuff with people. And of course, they are super, super hilarious. And I was thinking about that and some things that I just ran across actually this morning. And I'm like, the single people, I got to remember that Charlotte is present. I got to remember that Charlotte is present. Single, I wanted to do this. Single folks, do you know how to shoot your shot? Because they say shoot your shot.
That's
Somebody,
what they said. Shoot your shot. Yeah.
all right, I'm here for that. I'm here for all of that. But I'm starting to wonder if folks know how. Because see, it's a way, I think. And Dr. Nancy, you are the relationship other relationship coach. That you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I don't know, but I just think that it's a way to let somebody know that you are possibly interested in them.
Definitely.
And I can tell you, number one, the wrong way is to go in immediately talking about their body and their body parts. That ain't it, and that go for male and female.
True.
Yeah. And y'all, please. Y'all, here's another wrong way. These old tired pickup lines and these subtle sentences.
Mm.
What?
She said shooting your shot is not the problem. It's the person on the receiving end. I think it's a little of both.
No, I'm with you, Nancy. I think it's a little both.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, you could come correct. You know what I'm saying? You could come correct. And some people just um are like standoffish. You know what I'm saying? Even if the person comes correct. But I'm like, if you're saying that you want to date, you want to get into a relationship, how you gonna turn your nose up and be standoffish towards him or her when they came to you the right way? I mean, see what they gotta say.
Sometimes I think it's expectations. I don't remember if it was us on this live or that we talked about it, or if I seen it on someone else's post. But I think a lot of times it's people's expectations. I read a post where the young man invited the young lady out for ice cream.
Ah, yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
And she had a fit about the ice cream, and like, that's a good way to shoot your shot. Come on, let's go, because you never know where the ice cream date gonna take you. But because she wanted more than ice cream, then she shot that down and was kind of rude based off of the post that I read, and didn't even want to go for ice cream. But you can't expect anybody to take you out for a steak dinner or seafood meal on the first date necessarily. Go
I saw a lot of people chiming in on that one. I think I'm like, what's wrong with him taking you out? It's summertime, girl. Go sit down at Culver's and get you a double scoop with some caramel.
Listen,
and talk about a few things,
Tell John to take me on a date. John, take me on an ice cream date. I'm gonna say yes.
He'll be down for that.
Right.
Look, see, now Tabby, you got a point there. You never know. This chick could have missed out on something, because see, expectation, like you said, expectation. I think that a lot of times, a lot of people when they are approached, because I think people have in their mind what type of man or woman they're looking for. And when I say that, I mean in terms of how they look. You want them this tall, this, y'all get what I'm saying? So it's a possibility that this guy did not meet her criteria for a boyfriend. So she turned him down. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Okay,
Johnson, we gotta leave my man at home.
Whatever.
Look what Crystal said. And Crystal, you should ask Essence. She said, my goddaughter Essence said she would not go at all. So she would not have even thought or would have even went.
I would like to know why not.
Why? Yep, why? Like, what's a good first date, or what's a good way to shoot your shot? Crystal, have Essence answer that.
Crystal says she thinks it's a great idea. It allows you to really get to talk and interact. That's true.
Yep, I agree.
It's true.
I agree.
Beverly said a picnic in the park with some White Castle and Go conversation can go a long way. Good conversation. I believe that. I don't think you have to spend $100, $200 on the first date.
No. I feel like you're really shallow if you want so much, a big elaborate date. A big elaborate date is great if that's what the person wants to do. So I'm not against it.
Right.
But I'm saying if that's your expectation, as soon as somebody says like, hi, can we go out? Or would you like some ice cream?
Right.
I like
you
to
want to go to Steak 48.
Yeah, I think you're so shallow and you just never really know. That person may be putting on a front, or you could be putting on a front, or I just think it's bad. I think that's bad.
Chef said ice cream would be great.
Great. Do you hear me? Take me for a rainbow cone. I'm there. Take me to Andy's and give me some pralines and some caramel, like you said, Will. A little hot fudge. I'm good.
Crystal Essence said that she's not. She said that that's not the type of man that she wants. She wants to be wined and dined, and that's good and fine in its proper place. But if y'all just meeting and you want to get to know him a little bit, he want to get to know you a little bit. Why we got to do that at Ruth Chris?
Yeah. Oh, ice cream date can lead to that, baby.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. Yep. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Yep. Kenyatta said a walk in the park, and see, I'm for that too. Like even a walk by the beach, by the water. I love the water.
Yeah.
On a nice summer day, let's throw on a sundress, some shorts, polos. Let's get it. Let's go.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Has first date expectations changed? I'd want to meet someplace simple like an ice cream shop or coffee shop. That way we could break out if we don't like each other. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, I agree.
That's what I'm talking about. Because, if you're just meeting him, because some people do that. They meet, they speak, they say, hello, how you doing? Oh, all that little stuff right there. You know what? I would like to take you out. Whatever. Okay, let's make reservations downtown. And no, we're not doing that. I just want to go over here down the street to Culver's. Let's just chat for a minute.
Let's just go chat. Let's get some ice cream.
So I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Get log off, husband. Log off.
Bishop Henry Holloway is on with us again this week. My man, we appreciate you, sir. Let me tell y'all, we're going to get right back to our discussion. Bishop Henry Holloway, I commented on one of his posts earlier today. He has got to be the GOAT of biblical illustrations. This man had his pulpit set up like a T-Mobile shop. Do you hear me? And I live for it. I love it. You all have got to follow and watch some of his videos from on Sunday mornings. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. So shout out to Bishop Holloway for doing the greatness that he is doing. Martise is talking about his wife's sundress, and that is not what we're talking about tonight.
Period. Right. Log off, honey.
Shep, don't encourage him. Do not encourage him. I did not know that was your uncle. Are you serious? I had no idea. Bishop Holloway is a great, great man. So I think that, first date expectations should not be way up here.
Right.
But if that's what you want to do,
then that's
to shoot your shot and show him or show her, whatever you want, go for it. But I just don't think that we all, well, not we, but you all should have such high expectations of a first date. What if you don't even like this dude, or it turns out you don't
Right.
like him, or he don't like you that first
Right.
night? Now this dude done wasted money. You know what I'm saying?
And you sitting there uncomfortable too because you want to get
Right,
away, get
right,
up and
right,
run
right,
away from the table, but now you're stuck, right?
right, right. You know they say it go down in the DMs. That's what they say. So let me say this. Let me say this
Look at
before
Charlotte.
I say
Oh,
this.
Charlotte.
What is Charlotte talking about? Look now, what you, you know what, y'all slide you that bill, then you really ain't gonna like them. You don't know, we
And
going
now
half,
see what I'm
sister.
saying? And that, can you imagine? So now he's invited you, like you said, to Ruth Chris. We'll just use Ruth Chris. He's invited you out to Ruth Chris. You sitting there and you done ordered up everything, got you a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then that bill come, he slide that bill over to you. And you in expectation of him paying the bill. Now we got a whole situation at the table.
Whole
See what I'm saying?
situation. And
Mm-mm.
it won't be a second date after that. I can guarantee you.
It definitely will not be.
My mama is
No.
here. Hey, mama, how you doing? John said him and Tabby almost had a Cold Stone date yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it and I got a little attitude. I was wondering how come did nobody tell me? You know, I like a little Cold Stone too.
Hey, I ain't know nothing about it either, so we're
See
gonna
what I'm
have to
saying?
talk to them
See what I'm
about
saying?
this. You know, I mean, whatever.
I saw it unfolding. Mm-hmm.
Bev said, if you can't buy your own crab legs, why you want him to buy them? Huh? First date? Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. Tabby say those DMs are a trap from the pit. That's what I was gonna say. Remember a few minutes ago, I was talking about these little subtle sentences and stuff. Let me tell y'all something. This little lame, oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm getting ready for work or whatever, you know, doing some cleaning up the kitchen, anything. Oh, what about you? Oh, I just got out the shower, just laying here. If you don't
Oh,
sit
have
your tired
mercy.
self down somewhere with that
Inappropriate.
lame,
Right.
it's very, very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate. And again, I'm talking about both sexes,
Yeah.
male, female. I'm talking about both of y'all. But look, because I'm like this. Before you even do all of that, how about find out if this person is seeing someone already before you try to, you know what? This dummy said with your dry skin.
Your dry skin.
Hey, shout out to Charmaine Anderson Oliver. Excuse me, let me correct myself. Shout out to newly ordained, licensed minister Charmaine Anderson Oliver. Congratulations to you. We are so
Hello,
happy
Charmaine.
that you are part of our family. Welcome, welcome. Congrats to you. Hey, Sharonda, my god sister Sharonda is here. Good to see you always. So yeah, y'all stop with that tired stuff. Stop with all of that. You talking about you laying down in a towel and all that kind of stuff. You don't even know if this woman got a man already, and you being inappropriate. That ain't how you shoot your shot, partner.
Not at all.
That's not how you do that. That's not how you do that. And while I'm on that note about these DMs, you are very, very welcome, sister. I love you too. While we on that note about these DMs, look, if you know, I'm talking about the recipient now. Mm-hmm. If you know already, because the most of us run in the same social media circles. Maybe not physically, but socially on social media, we kind of all run in the same circles and we know who's married and who's not.
True.
So let me talk to the recipient now. If you know that he or she is married, why are you entertaining him shooting or her shooting their shot? You just as out of order as he or she
Out
is.
of order.
I can't hear nobody talk. I'll clap for myself. Marty says, shout out to the quench to handle that dry skin. Get you look, y'all with that dry, itchy skin trying to talk to folks. Get you some quench. Go to meetthemurphys.com. Get you, is it comma org?
Org.
Go to www.meetthemurphys.org and get you some quench for that skin looking like a lizard up there all dry and ashy. Talking about you just got out the shower with your nasty self. I said it. Whew. Y'all don't know how to shoot your shot. Y'all know how. And it's Nancy Murphy. A lot of, well, most, probably all, of these people are friends on social media. And they watch you, and and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. To watch you, okay, I might be into her. She might be into him. Go tap like on a few pictures. You know what I'm saying? And then get all in that DM. But you got to do it right. You got to do it right. You got if you're gonna shoot your shot, do it right. Look, now see, Beverly, you trying to get somebody head busted. She said, screenshot the DM and send it to the partner. Lord, let me tell you a story.
And that's been happened a few times now. We know it's been happening. It's been happening not only in the DM, but it's been posted.
I've seen it happen. Someone I know personally received a tag from somebody. The somebody was the recipient of a DM, and the person that DM'd was in a relationship on their way down the aisle.
Yeah.
And the person that received the DM made a post.
Did do it.
And tagged the
both of them
fiance. Both of them. Yeah, you're right.
Tagged all parties.
And said, hey, ma'am, let me show you what your fiance is doing.
Yeah.
And please ask him to stop. Because I'm not interested. It happened, y'all. I had to say it the way I said it to not reveal anybody. But it happened. I saw it and I was like, whoa.
Definitely happened.
So, y'all, if you know folks in relationships, off limits. And if you are in a relationship and you are not happy in your relationship, get out of it before you pursue somebody else, because now you're playing with people's emotions.
Yes.
Now you're playing with people's hearts, and that's how folks get their head busted. We don't condone or promote violence on the self-checkout show, by the way, but you get what I'm saying. No, she wasn't wrong. I don't think she was wrong either. I do not think she was wrong at all. But see, that's how you stop a lot of mess. That's how you stop a lot of mess. So, because I haven't had that situation, but little situations like people trying to gossip and, such and such told me this, that, and the other about you, for example. And I would say, okay, come on, let's go over here where such and such at. Such and such, they just said that you said that. You can put a stop to all of it. It never happened again after that.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that nonsense. And y'all don't got time for it either. If you're interested, that's it, Charmaine. Cut it off at the root. I ain't got time for that nonsense. If you're interested, let them know that you're interested, and there's a way to do that. You could ease in there by talking about a post that you saw that they made or that post made me laugh, or there's a way to do it.
There is a way.
And you start building that conversation like that. Don't be nasty, because that's how you get blocked.
That's how you get blocked.
That's how you get blocked. I just want to help the people right there, because some of these folks ain't shooting right.
The shooter ain't working.
Yep, mama, that's right. That'll stop it every time, because I, for one, y'all, I'm of a certain age where I just don't have time for foolishness. I'm too busy celebrating and winning.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. All right? So that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. Bev says shooting blanks. Come on. That shooter don't work.
Yeah, baby. The shooter not working.
All right, we're gonna move on. Charmaine, look, that's what they're doing. That's what they do. That's what they're doing. They're being
Yeah.
nasty and inappropriate. What if the Lord told them, Tyrone, don't come in here talking stuff. What if the Lord told them that that was
Look,
supposed to be that spouse, but they're in a
see what I'm
relationship?
saying?
You know, church folks always quote seeing things. Y'all, you know what?
We just starting trouble right now.
I know, but Tyrone, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you not know that happened to me several years ago? This lady who was divorced, who had gotten divorced, told me
Does happen.
that God showed her that I was to be her husband. And at the time, I was in a relationship on my way to getting married. I was like, no, uh, that ain't it. I don't remember quite how I said. I'm sure I wasn't rude, but then again, maybe I was because I got a smart mouth. But um,
Well, at least you know. At least
I
you
do
know. That's
know.
half the battle right there.
Hey, Dr. Nancy, he's still working on me.
You see what I'm saying? Still a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but I had to tell her, I don't think that's it because I'm hooked up already, and I'm good. I'm good, but thank you. Whatever. Going on somewhere crazy as
But
a
it definitely
road
does happen
blizzard
in
in
the church. It's
Mississippi
still
heat.
happening. It has been happening, and it'll probably keep on happening.
Probably will. Folks, I don't know what's wrong with folks, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I have no doubt that God can show you who your mate or spouse, life partner, whatever you want to call it, is going to be. I have no doubt about that. However, I do believe in confirmation. I believe
Yeah.
that the person that you say God told you, their spirit would agree.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, but we're gonna move on from that. Bev said
Definitely.
I had my own relationship with God. I'm pretty sure he would have told me fast. Absolutely. All right.
Or
So we're gonna
slow.
move on.
Either way, he gonna tell you.
Either way,
Fast
right.
or slow.
Right. You will know.
But you will know.
So we y'all be cool with that. Be cool with that. First of all, make sure it's God.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Make sure it's God and just not your inner being.
Yeah.
Make
Not
sure it's
your
not just
emotions.
your
Yeah.
mind, your conscious. Make sure it's not just what you want to do. I
Yes.
know some people that said, "Oh, God told me to do this," or "God told me to do this," and then it fails.
Mm-hmm.
How come everything God tell you to do fail? I'm starting to believe that ain't God. That's just
That
something
ain't
you
God.
wanted to do, huh?
Not God.
Because the blessing of the Lord maketh what? Rich.
And adds no sorrow. Not a lick.
God ain't finna keep telling you to do stuff for it to flop every time. But that's a whole nother story. Brother said, and not gas or lust. Yeah, I thought you said you were logging off, but he is still here.
Him and John, they creepers. They're not going nowhere.
Sharonda, I'm just telling it how it is, sis. I'm just telling it how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on from that. Listen, y'all, a dating coach says that we should stop celebrating single mothers to get women to stop having babies out of wedlock. This is layered. This is layered.
Layered.
I listened to, oh, Tabby, I was just telling folks to stop being nasty and stop telling people they're your husband. And God told you they was your husband, and you lying. That's what you missed.
Lord have mercy. And you're lying.
And you lied, and you got ashy, itchy skin, and you need some quench.
Good recap.
All right, now dating coach says we should stop celebrating single mothers to get women to stop having babies out of wedlock. I listened to Dumb Me. I should have had it prepared to share so you all could hear. I did not do that, but I will post it on my Facebook page after the show. We should get a self checkout show page. Anyway, um, I don't. I listened to her, and she is saying a number of things. And one of the things she said was that single women are just having babies for attention. And she says that you should not just want attention, you should want attention and adoration by a husband. I cannot disagree with that. However, we know realistically that this is not going to stop happening. Okay. And she goes on to say, Dr. Nancy, that when a single woman announces that she is with child, she's like, y'all should stop throwing hearts under the post and stop throwing baby showers and stop saying congratulations. And Tyrone, I'll send it to you. And because she says, if we stop giving it attention, they'll stop having babies out of wedlock. Relationship coach, Dr. Nancy Murphy. Come on with it. Let me hear you.
First of all, it was not I.
No, it wasn't Dr. Nancy. It wasn't, I promise.
It was not I. Like you said, I think that this is very layered, very, very, very layered. For me, the main focus would be the children. That's first. Those babies need to be taken care of. It takes a village to take care of these babies. And so if we are throwing baby showers, then throw the baby shower, make sure that the baby's needs are met. As it relates to single women, just as you said, single women have been having children for centuries. And if they are doing the job, why not celebrate them? But then on the other side of that, you can be married and have a baby, and that marriage does not work, and you're divorced by the time that baby is 1, 2, 3 years old. And I'm being nice because it can happen earlier than that. And right. Then what? Are we still putting you in that same category? That all of that's foolishness. All of that is foolishness. And it's not even a matter of attention. Nobody necessarily wants attention to that degree where they're getting all of that. I mean, you know, sometimes the moms are having young moms will say that they're having a baby because they want some attention, but that's not attention from necessarily outside. That's really some love that they're, looking for, and they're getting that from that baby. They own the baby. The baby is theirs. It's their child. And so there's a love exchange happening there. But to say that somebody wants attention or we should stop celebrating, I completely disagree with that. And it is not going to stop people from, let's be real, having sex and having babies.
It's not going to stop it. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Charlotte says, and you could be married with a husband who doesn't support the wife or the children.
Sure can. Yes, you can.
These are facts, folks.
Yep.
Now, let me present this to you, Dr. Nancy. I went through the comments, and one of the comments was 100% in agreement with what she said, and said, basically paraphrasing, yes, I agree. Some cultures do not celebrate this at all. Why is it to be celebrated when you are out having a child out of wedlock? Dr. Kamita, good to see you. What's your response to that?
Well, that does happen in some cultures. In fact, it happens. It may even happen here in the church, if you will, if you fornicated and you ever had a child out of wedlock. But it still doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. You still did it. The baby is still coming. The child still needs the support, the love, and to be covered. And the mom, again, if she's doing a good job being a mom, taking care of that child, why not celebrate the mom for doing that? And that's not saying go run and do it again, but that's just saying we see you. Good job. You do. So it's foolishness. It's foolishness. And sometimes I think we take stuff way out of control. I could mention some other things I've seen that really bother me, some posts similar or along that line, but
you got to share them with me. Tabitha says, amen, Dr. Nancy. Foolishness. It annoys me when we generalize the scenario of the single mother. One size does not fit all. I agree with that. Now, on that note, and Dr. Nancy mentioned the church, and I remember coming up in the church. I remember when young ladies would get pregnant, at an early age, teen pregnancy or whatever, even if they were adults and not married, the pastor would do two things. Number one, if they were active in the church, they would sit them down from whatever they were doing in the church and make them stand in front of the church and apologize to the church for getting pregnant. Now, I'm going to support my sisters on this one right here because I never recall seeing the man having to stand before the church and apologize. And I'm saying this because what I remember, the man was at the church.
So true.
I think that I don't think this happens anymore. I hope that it doesn't in churches around the world. I really hope that it doesn't. But why does the man still get to play and preach and do all this other stuff, but the woman has to stop? She got to stop singing. She got to stop being a choir director. Well, it's a double standard and it's unfair. I just don't think it should have happened then. I don't think it should be happening now. I pray that it's not happening now. That Tyrone, they made the father do nothing in this situation that I'm talking about.
That a lot of that is because whether we agree with it or not, and I don't. Again, let me just put the disclaimer out there. I do not agree with it at all. But I am a mom who had a child out of wedlock. I was raised during that time. And I'll be honest and transparent and say my mother actually told me that I was going to need to apologize before the church. However, I told my mother that I only owed her, my pastor at the time, and the Lord an apology because I did what I did. So I think that the people of that day and age didn't really know any better. I'm sure that it is still happening somewhere, but I think that a lot of times that they made the women do it, and sometimes we have to open up our perception or what we view. I think the reason why they made the women do it, and again, I don't agree with it, is because we carry the evidence. We carried the proof of what happened. And so I think that that's why. I think that's why men got a pass, and I don't agree with it at all. I feel like y'all should have got something too, especially if you're in the church and you knew better, just like we knew better, because it takes two to tango. And without you, I wouldn't have been in this position.
Yeah, thanks.
But I think that a lot of it is because we as women, we bore the evidence of the situation of what happened. If there was no baby, nobody would even know per se, unless you knew what was going on, because there was no evidence. So I think that that's a part of it.
Mika said, I was so ashamed I didn't need to stand up.
Listen, I'm right with her.
That's a whole nother thing right there.
I was too. I was so ashamed. And I thank God that even when I told my mother how I felt at that time, that she didn't push me any further. She accepted what I said. And my reason was because I, of course, being raised to know better, I had went against what my mother taught me. I had went against what my pastor had taught me. And then I went against what we believe are the precepts and or principles, the ordinances of God. So those were the three persons that I felt as though I owed an apology to. I was responsible to. And so that's what I'm saying. But I'm with you. I was so ashamed. I was so embarrassed. I was so exposed. I didn't need to go too much no further. And trust me, they was all talking anyway. So what I'm saying, I'm sorry for.
Exactly.
You know they talking.
Yeah. Joy said that part. I do not remember the men apologizing either. That was some back in the day stuff. It's sad, but it happened. Charlotte said, yes, my mom had to do that when she was pregnant with me, but the church, our pastors, took great care of me. And that's awesome. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I think that in the church, as a pastor, I see no let me say it this way. I don't think that it is necessarily fair, okay, to say, okay, you're pregnant, you can't be active in ministry. But what the deed is done. The deed is done. The young lady has asked for forgiveness from God, apologized. Let's use you for example, Dr. Nancy. You said that you felt that the only people that needed to be apologized to was your mom, your pastor, and God. I'm in total agreement with that. And if the young lady does all of these things, why then are we making her shamed for a whole 9 months, punishing her? And then watch this: when the baby come, everybody wants the baby.
Everybody
The baby is the greatest thing ever.
Everybody, because that's sure what happened. Everybody wanted to hold a baby. Everybody wanted to see the baby. Everybody want the baby. So very, very, very true. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I think that a lot of times too, again, we have to remember that we're talking about the old time way. I think that the saints of old felt like it was a reproach against the church. We had done the church, the whole body of believers wrong, which is why we were technically apologizing to the church. But let's all be honest. It's a whole, there's a whole lot going on in the church because people are human and they do things. So we'd have to the liars would have to apologize, and the thieves would have to apologize, and so many others would have to apologize.
Let me say the situation that I am speaking of, that I was there for.
Yeah.
This particular pastor had a wife. He had kids by 2 other women in the church. They all were a part of the same church.
No.
Yeah. But this
my pastor wasn't the daddy. I seen what Dr. Carmita said. My pastor was not my baby daddy. So
oh God,
that did not happen in my case. Now I know it has happened before.
It has definitely
just
happened.
Clearing it up because I don't want there to be anything like that said or mentioned. But for me, again, it was my mom because of the way my mother raised me, my pastor because my dad was deceased, and my pastor was covering my sister and I, and we had been taught differently. I'll just be honest. And then again, the Lord, because of what I had been taught by both my mom and father, God rest his soul, and my pastor, I knew better based off of what I had been taught, and I did what I did.
Let me get a couple of these comments. Tyrone says, and this is a reason to celebrate single mothers, especially if their kids are well taken care of. They bear so much shame.
Yes.
They bear shame so much. They need a moment to feel loved, normal, and celebrated. We hit Dr. Carmita's already. Tabby said, man, that part, everybody cooing at the baby after dragging the mama for 9 months. Yep, Mika said back then, tough love was the way to go.
Yeah.
Beverly said, but if you are not rooted and grounded in Christ, it will run people away from the church. It absolutely will. We have to be careful with how we handle people when they fall.
Yeah.
We have to be careful when we have to be careful. Church, when I say we, I mean the church. We have to be careful how we handle people when they fall. You don't want me to go to the Bible, do you?
Because definitely nowadays, again, I agree with Beverly. I think that was Beverly that said it, right?
No, that's a good comment right there too.
I think that, I agree with Michaela and Beverly. It's different times. Nowadays, we definitely have to be mindful of how we handle people, especially when they fall. Because we know so much more now, and people are not as, like we were talking about yesterday. I think it was you and I talking yesterday, Pastor Will. People are not as, or maybe it wasn't, but I don't know. Nonetheless, people are not as loyal as they were back then. Again, that was a different day and time. And what they knew back then, the saints of old, what they knew back then, let's just be honest, they weren't equipped like we are today. So I always like to give that, I like to balance it. They had a different understanding. They were doing and saying what they were doing to the best of their ability to help keep us and protect us. And when I say keep us, I don't mean keep us locked down. I mean keep us in the ark of safety, if you will. Old folks know that what I'm saying now. But they were doing that then. Was it all right? No. But y'all, let's be honest. Everything we doing today ain't right either.
Right. And some of the same people that are bringing down condemnation and judgment, some of them just haven't had the covers pulled off of them yet.
Period.
Let me just say that.
Exactly.
This comment that Joy made was heavy. The psychological trauma created for some women is crazy. If she chooses to apologize, her choice. The difference is the pregnant female has evidence of fornication than the rest. That's true. And that's sad, but it is true.
And that's my soror.
That is so sad.
Yes.
Oh, Tabby, don't cuss. No, we don't want you to cuss. We don't want you to. Keep your mouth. Tyrone said all his baby mamas at the same church.
He said, well, that would have been a
good reality show, okay? I know you know who I'm talking about, Mama. I know you know. But look, here's why we have to be careful how we handle people, because I got scripture. Galatians 6:1 in the New Living Translation says, brothers and dear brothers and sisters, if a believer is overcome by some sin, watch this, you who are godly, the King James Version says, ye which are spiritual.
Yes,
should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path, and be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. That's why it pays to as they say, pray people back in the faith. Don't condemn people and judge them. Now, let me put a lid on this by saying, young lady and young man, you all not just keep having babies either.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Now, it's especially if you know the way. Now, if you know the way and you just want to keep on going and going, then your tail ought to get married. I mean, I'm just saying. But
that's right. That's right.
My auntie, Pastor Dr. Carol Turner, says, I thank God in 1981, I was that mom. The church that I was in, All Nations, on Chicago Avenue Saints on the west side, I chose to repent to the church and the leaders I sat under. I think that's wonderful. If you felt, well, look at it, my other co-host. What are you doing over there? So I think that's wonderful. If you have that conviction to do so, then by all means do that. But I just would that, people would be more, I can't say it in a better way. I think that we should just be careful how we handle people that fall. Tabby says we have to redirect our reactions and solutions. If you're pregnant, that's it. No turning back. Now is the time to pull the expected parents in to cover them with love and be a part of the village and advise on better choices going forward. You talking my language now. Those parents are now about to bring up a life. Let's help them navigate this journey with a healthy mindset. Oh, look, my niece too? Oh, Lord. Hello. I feel like I got FOMO. I feel like I'm missing something. I might have to jump in the car. Mika said yes, and I think that's what the other people have tried to prevent. Don't keep having babies. That's right. You better not keep on having them, because let me tell you right now, I posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, I ain't gonna keep on buying these baby shower gifts.
Don't listen, because everybody want a baby shower every time they have a baby, don't they?
You better recycle them clothes.
Recycle them clothes. Yeah.
Wait a minute. My auntie said some of the older female saints could not look at me for looking at my stomach. Now, see, now that is a problem. I don't like that. Because see, now we're getting into this self-righteous thing where people like, they're judging you or they're condemning you like they have never done anything wrong. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. All right, so listen, don't keep having babies. If you're going to keep having them, get you a husband, get you a wife, and have all you want, all right? Because we're not going to keep buying baby shower gifts. But we do like the meatballs at the baby shower. Thank you for that. Next. That's it, Auntie. The deed was forgiven by Christ when I confessed my sin. That's all it takes, man.
Yes.
Look, the Bible is always right.
Always.
Always right.
Always.
Bible says, if you confess your sins, he, God, is faithful and just to forgive you your sins and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. Huh? All right. All right. Tabby said, been there, not looking at me, but looking at my stomach after you took your child to the clinic. Whoa. Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, y'all. I put a lid on that. Lastly. Cardi B. Well, seemingly is a suspect in a battery case. As we hear from TMZ, Cardi B was performing at a nightclub Saturday night in Las Vegas. I, along with Dr. Nancy and Miss Crystal, we watched this video of Cardi B performing. And you know, there's a serious heat wave going on throughout most of our country right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in California, Arizona, Nevada,
Texas.
Texas, yes, it is extremely hot. Mm-hmm. Like it's averaging 110 to 115 every day, right? But Cardi B was performing and she asked.
He's frozen, or if I'm frozen?
You're frozen.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Okay, you bet. She asked people to sprinkle water on her, pour water on her. Mm-hmm. I saw her say it. I heard her say it.
Not pour, sprinkle.
Sprinkle. And people, at the time that she asked, people were sprinkling water on her.
And she was fine with it.
She was fine. It was joking. It was fun. Yep. I think she appreciated it because it was 100 and some degrees, right?
Yeah.
And she was being Cardi B, you know, silly.
She was being Cardi B.
She was being Cardi B. All right. Then she started back to performing. That little segment was over, the sprinkling of the water on her. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much time had elapsed, but as she was performing, she makes her way to the other side of the stage, and a woman tossed some water on her with ice, and it wasn't a sprinkle.
It was not a sprinkle. It was air.
It wasn't a sprinkle. It was like one, you know, from 7-Eleven, those big cups.
Yeah.
It was one of them big cups, and she just took the lid off and the ice and water went all over Cardi and her face and everything. And Cardi B, in return, threw her microphone. Mm-hmm. Now, the microphone hit the actual person that threw the water, but it ricocheted and hit the young lady standing next to her who didn't throw the water at her.
And so is it this lady that's pressed charges?
It's the second lady that went to the police, the Vegas PD, and wanting to press charges on Cardi B for being hit with her microphone. There's another video out there circulating where the young lady who actually threw the water, she got frantic. She was like, I'm so sorry. She said that a number of times, but it was the second lady who got hit, who went to the Las Vegas Police Department and wants to press charges.
Yeah, and whoever that was an opportunist. You know, of course, our laws are in place to protect everybody, but seriously, lady, all she's seeing right now is dollar signs and an opportunity, and so that's what she's saying.
Yeah. Beverly said it was self-defense.
It was.
It was self-defense. Tabby said, I'm here for it. Throw the mic again, Cardi. These audiences are out of control, and I have got to agree with you on there. I think it wasn't Pink. It was, I can't even remember her name now, but maybe a month or so ago, another young lady was performing, and a fan threw a phone and hit her in her eye, and she ended up with stitches.
Wow.
It's gotten out of control.
Yeah, out of control. And I hope with that video.
Yes, she did. She threw ice in her face.
Yeah, it was too much water at one time. She doused her.
That
wasn't a sprinkle. That was ridiculous. So I really hope Cardi is able to walk away from this without any, week or 30 days or 2 days to whatever time, or without paying. I don't think that she should have to pay a dime either. Period.
Now, let me play devil's advocate, and we're getting off of here. But this lady, if she, if she was hit with this microphone, she didn't deserve to be hit because Cardi was mad at somebody else, right?
Well, it just bounced off the other lady here. By the time it hit her, she probably didn't feel it no way. She just, like I said,
Joy said the level of entitlement is at an all-time high. So is audacity. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, y'all know me. I am a concert goer. Me and my best friend, we will go to a concert in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because we enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you that eventually they're going to start putting up plexiglass. Either they're going to start putting up plexiglass so you can't throw anything, or they're going to move the stage so far back away from people so that you won't be able to throw nothing. And if you do, you won't reach them because y'all, it's gotten out of hand.
Out of control.
Way out of control.
It's ridiculous.
I do think that the lady that threw the water on Cardi B should go somewhere and sit down because she did what she did. Cardi reacted. I don't necessarily blame Cardi B for the way she reacted. I don't think that I would have thrown a microphone, but that's me.
Yes, you would.
Somebody said they threw a phone at Drake too. That's true. They threw something at Lil Nas X, which we will not discuss on this show because it's not safe for this show. But they're throwing all kind of stuff, and they're hitting these artists. And these artists, it's out of control.
Yeah, they're people too. You all have paid good money to go to these concerts and whatnot, these productions. Yeah. Why are you doing that? And then you don't want the backlash. You know, again, it's from based off of what you're saying and what the reports are saying. It's not the lady that threw the water on her that's having a fit. You said she was sorry, so she recognized.
She recognized immediately.
Yeah, maybe she didn't even mean for it to come out like that. But once she saw it, you can't take it back. It happened. Right. Cardi did what she did. Now the lady standing next to her, you doing too much. You go have several seats, ma'am. Yeah. And again, I really hope that Cardi does not have to pay. And yes, Pastor Will, we all would have been throwing microphones because at that point.
Look, you made me mad now. Bev said I would have jumped off the stage. You're probably right.
Yeah. There was somebody that jumped off the stage the other week because a lady was being beat up in the audience. Yeah.
Good night, Mama. Hey, listen, we all gonna get ready to leave out of here. This was a nice night tonight. It was a nice conversation. We'll be longer. Next week we'll come back and share some more good stuff with you all. But I want to, before we all go, please don't leave yet. Give me 2 minutes to share this with you guys. Earlier today, I saw that a young man by the name of Angus Cloud, if you are a fan of the show Euphoria, he played Fesco. They called him Fez on Euphoria. 25 years old, has passed away. After reading the story, I learned that he and his family were just in Ireland 2 weeks ago to funeralize and bury his father. Mm-hmm. And he was so overcome with grief. They came back home. I have to paraphrase the story from his mom. He obviously did not deal with his father passing well. And he stayed with his family. Some have time stayed with his family, and with his girlfriend during the 2 weeks that he had been back home. His mother found him unresponsive, checked to see if he had a pulse. He had no pulse. The police and all that came to the house where he was pronounced dead at the scene, 25 years old. And they do believe that it was the result of an overdose. This is why it's important. And we talk a lot on this show about grief, about mental health, about how to deal with grief and things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please, 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 if you are struggling with your mental health, reach out to someone. Reach out to someone that you trust, someone who will hold things in the strictest of confidence. Reach out to someone, let someone know that you are struggling and that you need some assistance.
Yeah.
I want to say to you that you are not alone in this. You have support, you have help. Myself, Dr. Nancy, Coach Crystal, we are here to support you. If there's anything that we can do, if we can direct you to uh, a phone number or a facility, a therapist that you can talk to, we are available to do that. You do not have to do life alone. You do not have to struggle alone. You do not have to grieve alone. There is help for you, and we are praying for you, and we love you. Okay? All right. That being said, we're going to sign off tonight. We'll be back next Monday night at 7 o'clock. I hope to see you all back with us. This has been the Self Checkout Show, where we take an honest look at what's in our hearts, minds, and spirits. For Dr. Nancy and Coach Crystal, I am Pastor Will. I love you. I'll see you all next Monday night. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.